Good morning, guys. Good afternoon, wherever you live in the world. This is a cast for you guys, my viewers. Whether you're in Australia like myself, in China, in the US, in Europe, in South Africa, this is for you guys. We're going to be looking at an SMM recap of Epic Game number 1. I'm going to be having a look at a few different of the more exciting games from the tournament, and we're going to be starting off with MUFC versus LGD in the loser bracket of the tournament. I believe it's around the sort of round of 8 or round of 12 in the loser bracket. It gets confusing. We'll have a little look at the bracket in a second. Just to talk about this match, for me, this was one of the replays I've enjoyed most out of any replay over the last sort of 6 months to a year. It was just a sensational replay. What took away from the replay is the fact it wasn't that important of a match. Okay, it was an important match because this is the loser bracket, so whoever loses this match is out of the tournament. What's not so important about it is the fact that there's still a lot more matches to come in the tournament. So it wasn't a final, it was semi-final in the winners bracket, the loser bracket final. It wasn't a big high-profile match. It was just sort of halfway through the actual playoff bracket of the competition at SMM, but the actual gameplay made up for it. It was some sensational teamwork from MUFC and great stuff coming out of LGD as well, who were one of the top teams at this tournament, representing China. MUFC, for those of you who don't know, representing Malaysia. I'll have a little bit of a talk about their lineups and players and all that good stuff in a second. Let's get right into it. I'm going to have a look at this. Is the bracket, guys. Hopefully you guys can all read that. We've got MUFC at the top here. Well, they started off at the top. This middle line is where it started. MUFC at the top of the bracket, LGD right at the bottom. So they weren't going to meet for a long time unless they met in the loser bracket, which is inevitably what happened. MUFC lost in the first round to EG in what was a fairly close game, I believe. EG just had a pretty farm syllabare, I want to say it was. MUFC getting knocked down immediately into the loser brackets where they met their rivals Orange, defeated them, and setting up this round of 8 loser brackets, although it's sort of round of, I don't even know what you want to call it, because more teams are added to the loser bracket as they lose from the winner brackets. Anyways, we can call it this round here, where they did meet LGD. LGD, on the other hand, they defeated Aeon, the Singaporean team. No surprises there. Then they lost to Maneski in a big surprise. So this could have been Maneski versus MUFC, but LGD, in a big upset, lost to the Filipinos, Maneski. And that set up this clash between LGD and MUFC. For me, MUFC, probably one of the top Southeast Asian teams at this event, if not the top Southeast Asian team. The other team vying for that position is in Maneski. There was Maneski, there was MUFC, then the rest of the Southeast Asian teams such as Orange, MSPR, KSJJ, Aeon, they didn't really quite compete. They weren't on the same level of gameplay as Maneski and MUFC. MUFC met EG in the first round of the playoffs, and then now they're meeting LGD in the second round of the loser bracket. This is a tough bracket for them, although it would have been a bit different if LGD had won. So this was, I mean, if you look at these loser bracket games, this was definitely the best for me. You've got Aeon versus KSJJ, two okay teams. You've got MSPR versus Neolution, which to me was just another good teams, but not really the same intensity as this game here. Then DK versus Immortality. DK obviously a fantastic team, but they basically wiped the floor with Immortality. But we're going to be looking at LGD versus MUFC. This match in the sort of top left side of the bracket. You can't actually see where my mouse is pointing, but hopefully you guys can see that. We're going to get right into it, guys, as we'll go over the lineups and what these two teams like to pick, their styles, yada yada. All that good stuff in just a second once I do get my replay properly rolling. Okay, here we go, guys. This game was firstly recommended to me by my fellow teammate and captain Risk, or Envelop, as he's currently known, who plays for Team N9, used to play for Connect and M-City. He basically, he initially said this is the best replay I've seen in a few years, and I had a look and I was like, wow, this was just awesome. Like, MUFC just played so well. LGD as well just proved why they are one of the best teams in China at the moment, where the Dota scene is just so advanced, and overall this game was just sensational. But we're going to stop talking about how good the game is and actually get it rolling. This is going to be focusing on sort of an analysis of the strategies and more sort of a technical, strategic commentary of the game rather than a play-by-play commentary, which you got from the live commentary at Join Dota. So I've already fast-forwarded past through the bands. I'll have a quick talk. Let's have a quick talk about the lineups first. The Sentinel team, we've got Sharky, who is their captain. Is he their captain? Well, yeah, we've got Sharky. Okay, I'm getting mixed up with Silvercross. Silvercross is the guy who left MUFC and was replaced by Garfield. So we've got Sharky, who is their captain, doing their picks, their strategies, as per usual. We've got KYXY, who normally plays their carry hero. We've got Ling, who plays their sort of jungle micro heroes or their support heroes, be it the Chen, the Enchantress, or sometimes plays these support sort of VSs, Lenas, and CMs. You've got TFG, aka Too Fucking Good, or Garfield as he was known a couple years ago. That's Too Fucking Good. He plays their sort of solo roles generally, occasionally sort of semi-carry roles, and we've got Net, who plays the main support heroes, mostly known for his epic Vengeful Spirit, which he plays oh so often. We're going to get right into this game as soon as we get rid of Fog of War, because then I can't see the LGD heroes. So we've got 8, we've got DD, Long DD, we've got Yao, we've got DDC, and we've got Scylla, who Scylla is their Scylla, formerly played for World Elite WE in China, is their main carry player. The rest of the roles have sort of moved around a bit between these players, so I don't know enough to tell you their hero roles exactly, but we'll not going to really affect their strategy too much, as we will see who is playing what eventually. But general news here about these teams. MUFC, their style is sort of the 3 solo with 2 jungle strat. They love to run the Enchantress plus Vengeful Spirit sort of dual roaming strat, or the Chen plus Vengeful Spirit, or even not necessarily with the Vengeful Spirit. They just love those 2 junglers together. They love having that jungle hero, then having sort of 3 solos, so they're maximizing their golden XP gain. LGD, they love dual lanes. You'll see them often going for a 2-1-1 strategy, generally with 2 heroes in both of the side lanes and the solo in the middle, although sometimes if they pick up something like an anti-mage or some hard carry that they want in the mid lane up against the solo hero, they will put their dual lane in the mid lane. But they like this dual lane because it basically guarantees they win as many lanes as possible. A 2v1, the problem with the tri-lane, why it's being phased out, is because you can actually put a dual lane up against a tri-lane. What you can't really do is put a solo up against a dual lane. Dual lane can absolutely crush a solo. If you have a dual lane top for LGD up against a solo MUFC hero such as a Puck, the Puck can stay level 1 for the first 10 minutes of the game. However, if you have tri-lane versus dual lane, there's a lot more the dual lane can do to actually compete with the tri-lane, which is why dual lanes have become so popular in the Chinese metagame. However, MUFC with what they like to do, the sort of Chen or Enchantress roaming strat, they can actually create, they can catch LGDs by surprise with some early smoke ganks, I imagine, and will be looking to sort of use their sort of jungle roaming strategy to get some kills early on and push down some towers. Looking at the bans, we're going to actually start this replay. We do have first pick for MUFC, that is important to note, and they've banned the Lycan, Shadow Demon, and Syllabear. So Chinese teams have been using Syllabear a lot as their main carry. Apparently there's some problems with my screen, guys. We're going to fix that right away. It should be all better now. Okay, all better now, guys. It was just my little XSplit window which was causing those problems. So talking about the bans, we've got MUFC with first pick bang, the Lycan, the Shadow and the Syllabear. Syllabear, a top carry pick in the Chinese metagame. They much rather use the sort of aggressive pushing hero Syllabear, which creates openings to push as soon as it gets that radiance up, and anti-mage who needs a bit more farm. MUFC as for their other bans, they Lycan, another top carry pick. Use aggressive pushing heroes, and then Shadow Demon, just one of those really strong sort of solo, even support heroes that is definitely bordering on the sort of Imba area of the game. LGD on the other hand, they banned the Chen, Batrider, and Windrunner, so that's going to limit MUFC to just having the Enchantress as a jungle option for their team, if they do want to pick it up in the first 3 picks, or they could go for something like an Enigma or Prophet, but they tend to stay for those sort of pushing heroes like the Enchantress and Chen that can push and gank a lot better than the Enigma and Prophet. And the Windrunner, the Batrider are 2 sort of staple bans. These heroes can fit into any lineup, which is why you see them being banned, because they work with any lineup, any team, and are just so versatile. The Chen is often banned, especially in the Chinese metagame, because those heals are so powerful, great for beating AoE-based lineups, and the Holy Persuasion to save heroes, send them back to base, can be so crucial at times as well. So we're going to pause. What has happened with his first 6 picks, or first 3 for each team? Puck was first pick. That to me is a bit unusual. MUFC obviously deciding early they want this Puck, and Puck is one of those heroes that will get picked up early, especially by Chinese teams. So they decided early Puck is going to fit in with their gameplay, and they, from watching their past games, watching them in Gosu Cup, they do very well with Puck. They love to have it as an initiator, as well as even up against a tough lane. It's one of those heroes that does well because it doesn't need farm. So regardless of what it's up against, it will get those levels eventually, and it can have a big impact on the game without any items. And obviously Puck with items is great, but Puck without items can still have a very, very solid impact on the game. LGD reply with the Earthshaker Broodmother. Broodmother is one of those heroes which is just so powerful. Put in that solo in either the top or bottom lane. Teams have been doing both, but because it can just hold its own against anything, against a solo hero, dual lane, tri-lane, even when they get sentry wards, it can just move around. If they put it bottom against a dual lane with sentry wards, problem is web cuts down trees. So if they put a sentry ward in lane, you just web these trees and you can stay out of range of the sentry ward, and essentially they have to use both sentry wards just for like this area here, so one here maybe and one over here. And then when the lane, if you get the lane to pull back, they suddenly have to get more sentry wards or do something different. It's just so hard to beat a Broodmother, even with sentry wards, which is why you see the Sand King being picked up. MUFC going immediately into a Sand King, so they're going to be looking to have that Sand King up against the Brood, which is, I imagine, why they picked it. Although Puck can do alright against Brood, but Sand King is a direct counter to a Brood solo. However, what am I expecting? Possibly a Brood dual lane. Basically what happens is Sand King can beat a Brood. If there's no ganks, if it's just 1v1 Sand King versus Brood, Sand King actually wins that lane. Which is why teams that pick Brood, they're not going to be worried. I mean, even if you pick Brood, they generally don't even ban the Sand King, because you can fix it by doing a dual lane. You put Brood in this top lane, give it a support hero like a Vengeful Spirit, a Lion, a CM, and suddenly the Sand King cannot lane against the Brood. And then the problem is, if the Sand King lane does a dual lane like a Sand King plus support hero, a Sand King Lich, or anything that with the Sand King, well, Sand King dual lane is just not as powerful. A Sand King dual lane will not beat a Brood dual lane, because Sand King needs those levels. That's why he does so well against Brood solo, because he levels up very quickly, and he is quite tanky. But in a dual lane, he won't level up as fast, and he'll get harassed down by the Brood's fellow support hero. Not to mention Brood is invis, so he's much harder to harass. That's why Brood dual lane will beat the Sand King dual lane, but Sand King solo will beat Brood solo. But as soon as they see the Sand King being picked up, they're going to be probably dual laning this Brood. That's at least my expectation here. Moving on with the we'll comment on this. They did pick up their Enchantress, so we're going to see Ling playing the Enchantress as the jungle roaming hero. And AA picked up largely because of this Encha pick, because that will stop the Enchantress heal coming into play, and will basically allow LGD to sort of coordinate a lot of their kills a lot better. And this ES-AA combo is just such a strong laning combo. As a dual lane, it is just very powerful. You can put it in that bottom lane. Maybe if they want the Brood dual lane top, they can do ES plus AA at bottom, up against the solo or even tri-lane. The Cold Feet plus Fissure combo basically guarantees that the Frostbite effect will come into play, and Fissure great for stopping the Enchantress ganks as well. So this is a dual lane that could go up against the 3 MUFC heroes that may be at bottom. And we're going to move through. We'll quickly go through these bans and last couple picks, as rather than talking about each pick at once, we're just going to speed through, see a few come in, and then talk about it in hindsight a bit once we do know the actual complete result here. What are these two teams looking to pick ban here? As I said, Sand King probably going to that top lane. They need a support hero to combo with his Enchantress, which is going to be that Vengeful Spirit, the CM, one of those sort of heroes that fit that kind of role. Whereas LGD probably looking for a support hero of their own to maybe put top with that Brood and a solo middle. Although they could be doing the AA solo mid, and they may pick up an ES with something at bottom. And here we actually see AM spec being typed by Sharky. They do want to pick up some kind of hard carry. What hard carry are they going to go for? As it's made fairly clear that Sharky wants a hard carry on their team. As for what they will go for, that's yet to be seen. We are going to have the Anti-Mage CK being banned. Maybe he's talking about bans when he said AM spec, so he wants to ban the hard carries there. But I don't know if I'm actually questioning whether Sharky realizes that this Brood may go top lane. If they're going to put that Brood in top, what will result is them not actually going for a hard carry like AM or Spectre. Brood's going to be their main carry. And the solo mid hero, they may go for a semi-carry type hero. Key heroes left in the pool though. The Weaver is still in the pool. Nerubian Weaver could be picked up by either team. And we may see the Vengeful Spirit, I guess, picked up by MUFC. I'm partially expecting. They do love the VS Encha combo. As for LGD, expecting them to pick up some kind of support hero. Just something I want to talk about quickly is the Brood plus Lion lane. Lion, one of those support heroes that isn't used much as a support hero, but with a Brood in the dual lane, it works out really well because Lion actually gets farm. Brood can just send those Spiderlings to jungle, and Lion can get solo XP and gold by farming neutrals, because the Brood Spiderlings will take, the Lion can just sit there right-clicking, doing damage and last hitting if he wants to, or he can leave it for the Brood and get XP. Brood can solo top, while Lion, it's essentially a Lion jungle, where Lion will just come out to gank, and the hero at top lane will be constantly scared, because they never know when that Lion's coming to gank if Lion is constantly in fog jungling, which is why something like a Lion Brood can be so powerful, because Lion's one of those heroes that isn't used as a support because it needs levels, it needs some items, but with a Brood it can actually get those solo XP and gold. So maybe something that LGD will go for here if they want to use that Brood in a dual lane situation. But as for right now, I'm expecting something like a VS being picked up for MUFC. They're probably going to pick that carry hero last. They go for the Vengeful Spirit, so we're going to see VS Encha as their two support junglers, Sanking and Puck, their two main solos. I'm actually expecting Puck to go mid, and Sanking to go top or bottom, depending where they think the Brood is going to be. And there is that Lion. So the Lion Brood is what I'm expecting to see. My prediction here is Lion Brood top, ES bottom with. Well, ES sort of bottom / roaming. He's going to go wherever is needed, but I think he's going to be needed bottom against the Enchantress jungle. And then AA could be either mid or bottom. That's one of the heroes I'm not quite sure where they're going to want to lane. It does fit into either the solo mid lane or the bottom lane. And I'm going to just check the stream. Is it okay? Okay, it's looking okay. And we are going to see maybe a solo mid hero picked up last for LGD, or a hero that can lane bottom with the AA. But there's not too many heroes that really fit that kind of role there, although something like a Weaver could actually work as that ES Weaver bottom lane. Great to stop the Enchantress ganks, as Weaver is quite durable and hard to kill, unless they do get some sentries or dust. We're going to keep on moving through, see what carry hero Sharky decides to pick up. Carry heroes they like to use, Slardar. They could go for the Weaver themselves, but Slardar is a possibility. They have used that in the past, but possibly going for something with a bit more carry power to it. It's going to be interesting to see what they do pick up. They have used Syllabear quite a bit in the past, but they actually banned it here because they didn't want to pick it up early into the draft, and obviously fearing LGD picking it up and defeating them with that. So time is ticking. What will they go for here? I'm actually not too sure. They're saying slowly, and they're going to pick something to go into that bottom lane, I expect it. As I think the Sanking will be soloing the top lane. And it's a Viper! So Viper is the last hero picked up, and that is very interesting. Viper, one of those heroes that has not been seen in competitive Dota much at all, and Beastmaster is the last pick. So we're going to see Beastmaster in the mid lane, ESAA at bottom, and Lion Brood at top by LGD. For me, those are the lanes that make the most sense, and I've explained why the Lion Brood lane is so long. The ESAA obviously great because the Cold Feet plus Fissure combo, and ES great for stopping those ganks. Beastmaster, one of those heroes which they're going to be using to get map control, be able to see the Enchantress ganks coming in, and just as an overall very powerful hero with the Roar as well as the Inner Beast going into the mid late game is a very useful aura. And then throw in the Hawk to give them map vision. It's very, very powerful. The Viper pick, how is this going to work? We may actually see Sanking or Puck will be going to the side lanes, I feel. I feel they may actually send the Viper mid up against the Beastmaster, unless they want to do something a bit gimmicky, like a Sanking versus Beastmaster mid, because they are both melee. But I think Viper's going to be middle, and they're going to put Sanking. They're going to put Sanking wherever they expect the Brood lane to be, maybe. But at the same time, if they're expecting Brood and Lion at top, they might not put Sanking there, because Sanking will get destroyed by the Brood plus Lion combo. So with that said, they may just put Puck as a sacrifice at top and focus on the Sanking at bottom getting farmed. We're going to get right into this, see how these teams do in fact lane it. Looking at the players, we've got LGD 8 playing the Beastmaster solo mid, we've got Yao on the AA, Sylar, their main carry player on the Brood, which is going to be going up top. DDC, playing the support line, has both Chicken and Sentries. So Sentry Wards are important because if they decide to block this pool, it limits Lion's farming capabilities, especially in the dual lane. If they're up against a solo here and they don't have that pool option available to them, Lion is largely wasted and can't do a whole lot there. So Sentry Wards are going to be crucial for him in that top lane to make sure he can maximize his farm and efficiency and level up as fast as possible. ESAA at bottom. We're going to have Obs Wards on the ES, going to be looking to block the pool, most importantly, and then put the other one on one of the river rune spots, probably at this bottom river. if he does want to risk it, he may go to the other side, or he just may stay on his side and put it up here. He has just put it right up on here. He didn't want to venture to the other side of the river. That will give some vision over into these newts. Unfortunately, the fog of war options are limited. Ooh, a ward pine tower will spot this lion. So there is no observer vision, which means I've either got complete fog or one team's view. We're going to be switching around a bit because both are quite useful. A web actually at this top rune, and you're going to see SK actually taking damage here, and that's going to let them know Brood is probably at top, and here they actually find the lion. Lion going to go down first blood to the Enchantress, and immediately asking for a save. There were so many problems at this tournament with the computers having problems, so they want the save right away. Anyways, we're going to have Puck at top by the looks of it, Enchantress and Vengeful Spirit in the top jungle. I think this is a great decision by MUFC, and that's them reacting well to the LGD draft, whatever they expected here. And we're going to see ES put this ward here. He knew this. As soon as he sees the VS Enchantress top, he's thinking, this is trouble. Our solo mid Beastmaster is going to get constantly ganked from above, going to be in a lot of danger. So he's putting this ward here, not even blocking the pool, because there's going to be a solo SK at bottom by the looks of it. More importantly, he's warding up here. Maybe going to put the other one on a rune spot, but they've actually got this web, which I believe may be able to scout the rune if it spawns top. We'll have a little look later if a rune does in fact spawn top. But ES reacting to the VS Enchantress jungle. And, oh sorry, the other ward is actually here. So he's put one at the rune there and one up here. So he's not going to be blocking this pool whatsoever. And AA at the moment just soloing at that bottom lane. He knew there was 4 to 5 heroes top when they did lose that first blood there. So he knows he can be a bit adventurous in his play. And we are going to have Brood at top, up against the Puck, and Lion is going to be coming back. Doesn't actually have to de-ward the pool, but there is a ward behind tower. And mid lane, not much came from the ES, who has not thrown a fish, but did get taken down very low, as well as the Viper. And we're going to see VS Enchantress just looking to pick up a couple creeps before they do go off ganking. So the key heroes here, who is going to be in danger? VS Enchantress, they've got two options. They can either gank the Lion at top, or they can gank the Beastmaster at mid. They know this is warded. They saw that ES walk up here and plant that orb. At least they should know it's warded. It does make a sound, and they probably would have seen ES walking up and then turn around. So they probably know that's warded, but they have smoke. They can use this smoke if they still want to gank middle, or they can just focus on basically killing this Lion over and over again. As Lion, they have vision of. They have vision of this Lion, and that is just so crucial. He's going to he's going to see the Enchantress, so basically you have to try and use that fog as well as possible when you're coming out, which is, you saw them hugging here because they wanted to stay in fog. Basically, if they can stay in fog, Lion may come here to try and pull this camp up, and as soon as he comes near, that's when they pop out, because Daylight, you have such long vision that you have to basically use trees to your advantage to make it so you can come out of fog. And this is what I like to see, this Brood using Spiderlings to scout. That's going to make it safe for this line, or a lot safer than it would be otherwise, because they do get vision from those Spiderlings. So they can basically find where this Enchantress VS combo are. And we are going to have some Sentry Wards being bought immediately by Vengeful Spirit. So they're going to be focusing on top lane, that says. They could be focusing on shutting down this Beastmaster, winning mid lane with a couple smoke ganks, but the fact they have Sentry Wards, that says we want to kill this Brood. The problem is Brood is using those Spiderlings to scout, so they're going to know where Brood is. Brood's going to know where they are generally, unless they do in fact use that smoke. And at the moment, with just one Wild King, they can't really gank all that much. They're very limited in what they can do with just a Wild King. They're going to need to pick up another Wild King being spawned. They need a Centaur, a Troll, an Ursa, something with some stun or clap. And here we see at bottom the ESAA. Actually SK not quite managing to Sandstorm. Will be forced to use a salve, and he's used up all his tangos, so SK very low, has used up one salve and the tangos, and only has 300 gold. I don't think he's actually bought anything, so possibly going to be going for a bottle. Since he can't farm as a Sand King, what you want to do, if you farm really well, have an easy lane, you don't need to get bottle. You can go straight into Arcane Boots, try and get a Ring of Health if you want to make a Vanguard, or just basically just go straight Arcane Boots. But if you're not farming well, you need HP and mana regen, so bottle is the item to get up against tough lanes like this. So I'm expecting to see a bottle on him, but whether or not that's going to be a decision he makes is yet to be seen. But if I was him, I'd be going for a bottle here. Top lane, and top jungle I should say, VS Enchantress, yet to really make a move. They're waiting their time, but I'm going to pause it quickly. That's something that's not necessarily a mistake. They can gank whether they're level 2 or they're level 5. The thing is, for LGD, they're going to be scared constantly. They know this VS Enchantress can come out of smoke and gank at any time in any lane, so all their heroes are going to be playing safe. Brood is going to be sending Spiderlings into jungle to scout. Lion's going to be playing so cautiously, especially considering he's maybe, well, he doesn't actually know this is warded, or he would have used those sentries. But Lion's going to be playing very safe. Beastmaster's going to be playing very safe, and so is Brood, sending these Spiderlings to jungle. So VS Enchantress, even a non-ganking jungle combo like this, is still effective because you're just forcing the enemy heroes to play cautiously, which is why you're going to see this Beastmaster currently hugging this tower. He's got an Orb Sword here, but he's hugging the tower because he doesn't know where they are. He's not going to spot them there because they've actually used that smoke. He knows they can smoke gank at any time. He's now got those boots, so that's going to allow him to escape a bit better, so maybe he'll venture out a bit further into lane, but you can see he's staying so far back. 1, Viper is level 5. 2, they can gank at any time. As soon as these heroes show up on the map, he'll be a bit more aggressive, but they're actually heading top. So, is Lion going to spot them? Lion has put down a sentry ward behind the tower and does find where the Orb Sword is and will deward this. A first smoke attempt by the Enchantress VS actually not being too successful, and we are going to see maybe Spiderlings coming out and spotting them in a second, which will foil their gank attempt here. Viper at mid, maybe going to look to be, oh no, actually Invis Rune on the Beastmaster, so he can't be too aggressive on him, and that basically says to the VS Enchantress, well, it's going to be hard to gank him, but they have got this sentry ward, so they can look to kill him, even though he has an Invis Rune if they use that sentry ward. And whether Beastmaster has picked up on the fact they have a sentry ward is yet to be known. There's actually going to deward this Orb Sword. So now, as soon as, one of those crucial things is, as soon as you've been sitting on this Orb Sword for about 20 seconds and you deward it. So Beastmaster, at that point, you know, Beastmaster knows exactly where you are. So a gank right away, just because you've dewarded doesn't mean you can gank right away. Beastmaster's going to know they're right there. He's going to be playing so safe. And we are going to see him using that Invis Rune if he does fear. As soon as he sees Viper basically playing too aggressive on him, he's going to be using that Invis Rune and running away, because I'm sure he saw that sentry ward on the VS. Although the sentry ward actually being used here, so they haven't got any more sentry wards. They have bought dust though. We'll be using that dust to try and look for some kills. Top lane, what is going on here? Puck actually, wow, Puck level 6. So Puck is level 6 against a level 6 Brood, and this is after saying that a Brood line dual lane can basically keep a solo hero level 1. This hasn't happened because of this VS Enchantress. The Lion has been forced to... The Lion basically cannot harass the Puck. As soon as... If he stands here and is harassing the Puck from behind, what happens then? Enchantress VS just come in and kill the Lion. He has to play in the lane behind the Brood. So if Brood is here, he has to be here. He can't be on the side. He has to be behind the Brood, basically between the tower and the Brood, rather than sort of on the side of the Brood in the jungle. So he has to play so cautiously, and that basically means Puck can get free levels as well as some decent farm, as we do see Magic Wand, Dust, and Boots up on Puck. And that's going to be crucial for him, as at mid lane we have Beastmaster actually popping an Invis Rune. So okay, I was going to pause there and talk about options there for LGD with the Beastmaster Invis. Beastmaster not quite level 6, so once he gets level 6 we may see either the AA or ES swinging middle lane looking for a gank there, and AA with Arcane Boots up on him is doing fairly well. Early on they are focusing on getting this AA, some crucial levels and farm. Basically get those Arcane Boots up, start heading towards that mech. He's going to be their mech buyer, and really just shutting down their Sanking. Sanking at the moment level 5. Does have, oh, how much gold? Who is playing Sanking? KYXY does have 273 gold. And I've completely missed some action here. So what have I missed? Firstly, Brood got a kill on Ling. So that's the Enchantress. We got Puck coming in, looking for a kill. They have got the dust. They popped the dust on Brood, but Brood is level 6, has popped the ulti, and ES has TP'd in. So ES, who was supporting the AA, immediately as soon as there was action, TP'd top with a fissure. Sure, he only had one fissure, but that one fissure will make a huge difference in the fight. And right now, Puck will be in a bit of trouble here, unless, I'm not sure if his orb is... I imagine orb's on cooldown, because he probably used that to get that first kill. They did kill the Lion. Yeah, so he would have used that orb to kill the Lion and is going to be in a bit of trouble here. Probably has a phase shift, but unless Vengeful Spirit can stun again soon, this could be trouble for Puck. And I believe, yeah, Puck is still stunned. So what is going on here? Brood, yes, Brood is fighting. Oh, the phase shift comes at the perfect time, and the silence as well. So Brood surviving, and Beastmaster coming in. Beastmaster was just there a bit too late, and is getting slowed down by this Enchantress Tornado and Shockwave creep. Actually, it was the Enchantress creeps that got that kill there. It looked like Puck was going to be in trouble, but a good coordination and micro by the Enchantress there, actually securing them that kill. And despite the ESTP, that's a fight that LGD maybe saw coming. They knew the Puck had dust. They had the ES ready to TP. They had Beastmaster heading top as well, but it still didn't go their way, and that is, I'd say, a mistake on LGD's part. They wanted that fight to happen. I mean, they had 4 heroes sort of converging there, but they still lost both Brood and Lion, and only got the one kill. So the 1 kill on the Enchantress not really going to be worth that trade there. Bottom lane, Sand King has a stout shield up. His magic wand is just so poor. AA with Arcane Boots has now hit level 6, so those AA ultis are going to be flying around. What is important to look at is how Sharky is doing. He's there solo mid Viper, has 600 gold, a Vitality Booster and Boots. So just priority number 1 is to tank up. We're going to see him probably going for a Vanguard, but not necessarily. He can just use that Vitality Booster for the pure HP and later on turn it into a Heart, because what's often more important is getting items like a BKB or a Manta. Vanguard is just a small item that it's great for adding tanking up, but if you just want to get a Vitality Booster which you later turn to a Heart, it's also a very viable option. The main worry for MUFC is this Sand King, who is quite underfarmed, but he's hit level 6, so he's gotten the levels. Much like Puck has got levels at top, but not a whole lot of farm, SK has done the same at bottom. Which is why these sort of dual lanes are just so powerful from LGD, because LGD have Brood farming at top, AA farming at bottom. They're farming in their 2 side lanes, while MUFC, SK is getting no farm, and Puck is getting no farm. So from a point of view of farm and items, LGD should be winning. Which we can't actually check because there is no observer info. There was no observers in this game, so we can't check directly what that info is. We can check the items and gold. We've got AA with Arcane Boots heading onto the mech. ES is just been playing pure support so far, but we'll be getting some items sort of in the next sort of 5 to 10 minutes, I imagine, as the Lion is going to be the main one playing support. But right now, this Brood Lion combo that I was talking about is actually not working because of that VS Enchantress jungle. So this MUFC strat with the Enchantress is really paying off right now. Bottom lane, we've got the Enchantress and Sand King looking to maybe use the fact that SK is now hit level 7, has level 4 stun and Epicenter, and that can guarantee them some kills on the ES for sure. But if they stun AA, go on AA, Fissure's going to back him up, and if they do, I think they may take this bait. They may look to go on the AA. AA is actually going to back off. He could have actually baited a stun and a stun ultimate from the Sand King, I'm pretty sure there, and had the Fissure to back him up to keep him alive, but obviously wanted to play it safe, and we are going to have Beastmaster looking to gank top, TP here, take out, there's the Puck, so going to be looking to take out this Puck. They've got the Lion nearby as well. Lion doing that Spiderling farming now, so using those Spiderlings to tank so he can get some farm and levels, and will be coming top now to meet up with the Beastmaster, and they actually smoke. So if this kill at top doesn't work, they can use that smoke and head middle looking for this Viper kill. Or they can just run out into lane, and meanwhile, bottom lane, what have we missed? Oh wow. Ice Blast, 11 HP. Goodbye Enchantress. No matter what heal you've got there, you are dead. They've taken out one. They've taken out the Earthshaker. So ES got the stun on the Earthshaker. That's so crucial. You've got to get the stuns on the Earthshaker. If you go on the AA, the Fissure's going to back up the AA. So MUFC really played that smart, going on the Earthshaker rather than the AA, ensuring they got some kills here. And the Enchantress popping, of course, to that Ice Blast. And the SK, the next stun coming in, taking out a second, and they will get that kill. Meanwhile, top lane. So the problem is here with MUFC is Puck would have seen action at bottom. He would have seen it happening here and would say, okay, if there's a team fight happening here, it means I'm safe top. Beastmaster and Lion will be looking to TP bottom, back up their teammates. But no, they're smoked at top, and Puck would have been playing too aggressive, got roared, got stunned by the Lion. I believe Roar was used. I can't actually see the cooldown unless I change teams. Was Roar used? I can't see the cooldown at all because this was actually a replay from MUFC's point of view, unfortunately. So I imagine Raw was used. Impale, Spiderlings, Puck goes down, and that is the sort of consolidation for LGD. They're going to lose a bad fight at bottom, get a tower loss, but because of the fact Beastmaster in line were top killing Puck, they're probably going to get this T1 tower of their own. So what looks like a bad fight for them actually ends up being an alright trade if they do get this tower here, but TP is coming in quickly, so MUFC are quick to react, looking to defend this tower. Enchantress VS don't have much ability to defend. They're going to need a TP on top of this tower very soon, and those TPs not so much as wasted, but haven't been put to much good use. And this is VS overextending. Absolutely, I think this is a moment of frustration more than anything. VS and they basically saw this push happening and said, okay, we got the bottom tower, why not fight the bottom, let's TP and defend this. If we defend this, we get a huge advantage. They knew if they could defend this T1 tower, that fight at bottom and losing Puck at top would actually be worth it. The problem was Puck was still dead, Puck could not TP in, and a VS Enchantress running into 3 heroes with Lion disables, Brood nukes, and Axis is just not smart. And as you can see, Puck is TPing in now, but he couldn't TP any sooner, and Vengeful Spirit may live here, unless Brood has a Soul Ring plus nuke, but either way, that was not smart play by Vengeful Spirit, and that was just a moment of tilting where he said, okay, let's run in, try save this tower, see if Puck can TP in time, and we're going to need another hit. It's not going to come. He's actually going to swap his way out, and Puck has now come in with Dust and a Coil, and wow, a great swap by the Vengeful Spirit. Actually kept himself alive, and this Beastmaster now in trouble. So maybe I spoke a bit too soon about the VS actually tilting a bit, but Beastmaster does in fact live, and Brood going to be okay here as the AA ulti comes flying in, and that was an AA ultimate which was very well placed. Where is this AA? He's at mid and hit an AA ultimate on Puck and Enchantress as those two heroes were chasing and looking to get kills. That is just such a very, very well placed AA ultimate, although there were no kills to come from it. Brood has managed to get a Spiderling on either Puck or the Enchantress. It would have been a kill. Meanwhile, we see ES picking up some boots. AA with a headdress finished and magic wand. But the key hero that hasn't actually been talked about is this Viper. Viper with a Vanguard, magic wand and boots has not been involved at all in any kind of team fight. Has yet to really impact this game, but he's just focusing on tanking up. I think MUFC's reasoning here is if Viper and Sankin can just tank up, become hard to kill, then there's not going to be a whole lot this ESAA Beastmaster can do. I mean, Brood is their hard carry. Brood does not really carry as well as a Lycan or a Anti-Mage, a Syllabear. He doesn't quite do the same thing, which is why he's often put in that off lane. He'd often be seen at bottom lane with another hard carry in the top lane. But using him as a hard carry, these MUFC heroes are basically saying, if we tank up, this Brood won't be able to kill us. And they're doing that pretty well so far, as we will see Sanking at top, looking to get some farm. Oh, is going to go on the Brood, stun Epicenter with a Sentry Wall by VS. These MUFC heroes have done a perfect job with Sentries, Dust. They've constantly had Sentries and Dust on their heroes. There hasn't been a moment or a gank gone by where they didn't have Sentries and Dust up, and I think LGD are just being caught a bit unaware of the fact about how devoted MUFC are to dewarding them. However, what we have to look at is this mid lane. It was pretty much as soon as they went on this Brood, they went on this Viper. They see those heroes top. They know they can't back up Brood. Brood is either dead or will live, but there's nothing a Beastmaster or an AA can do to help the Brood. So they say, okay, let's go in mid. VS and SK aren't here. Let's go in mid. Immediately VS TPs. MUFC, that is just I mean, they just got to kill it top, and immediately he's TPing mid to back up this Viper. I mean, I'm not saying Viper's going to live, but that is some very, very quick backup there. And Viper with a Vanguard may actually survive this, not to mention 7 magic wand charges. I'm expecting him to survive this unless AA can hit an AA ultimate spot on, which we are going to see. Yes, AA hits the ultimate, so he goes down before VS can even come in. But the fact VS is here, they're going to get a revenge kill on the ES. VS in a bit of trouble. Impale, Cold Feet. VS looks like he will survive, in fact. And A ultimate won't be able to come in and snipe because it is on cooldown from killing the Viper. So 2 Scourgers go down. Brood as well. Brood went down at top as well as the ES at mid. And Viper did get taken out. But trade slightly in LGD's favor. They are going to probably lose their mid tier 1 tower here, so it's not going to go entirely sorry, a trade slightly in MUFC's favor. MUFC are going to lose their mid tower, so it didn't go all in their favor. They actually have Viper TP in here, which is not the most wisest TP. He could have just walked mid. He wasn't going to get any kills or defend that tower, but just wanted to TP as far out as possible, I suppose, to not miss these creeps, or if he had to walk or TP to the tier 2 tower. And wow, if you're reading this, Sand with Dagger. So Sand not going for Arcane Boots, not going for anything to tank up. Does have a magic wand, which is just an absolutely crucial item to have in a game like this as a Sand King. But picking up a Dagger this early on is going to be huge, and that's going to set up a lot of kills and some really nice fights, I feel, for MUFC here. I don't think LGD are going to be expecting such a fast Dagger. They are doing a good job of tanking up. You see Vitality Booster on Beastmaster. Lion actually going for a Robe of the Magi, possibly going for a Django. They are going to have a mech coming into play soon as well, but SK Dagger is going to really could catch them by surprise and set up a couple quick kills. We still have a bit of a way before we see any kind of BKB or survivability on this Broodmother. And right now, this game is fairly even. I mean, 7-4 kill advantage to MUFC. Whoops, sorry guys. Didn't mean for that to pop up. All that. I'm going to just have a quick check, make sure everything is looking okay. But yeah, they are up 7 kills to 4. They're behind by 1 tower, but just 1 tier 1 tower. But they've shut down this Brood fairly well. I mean, they've killed Brood twice. Yeah, they've killed Brood twice. They've killed ES twice. And they're doing fairly well. Now a fight at mid. Okay. Before we miss too much, I love being able to pause replays. It's like, I'm missing a kill. Whoops, let's just pause and we can talk about what's happened. So they initiated with Puck. Puck is Puck? No, Puck actually orbed out by the looks of it. I'm not sure what this little flying Puck here is here that I'm seeing. But Puck is not in there. I think that's just his illusionary orb. Puck went in. It looks like they overextended a bit because ES Fissure is just the perfect backup skill. So as soon as they go in, ES just throws the Fissure, Lion throws an Impale, and this looks bad for MUFC. AA Ultimate on the VS as well as the Viper. It hasn't hit the Beastmaster, but Beastmaster is Viper Striked, is red HP. They've been dusted? That's interesting. I'm not sure who's used this dust or why. Yeah, this fight's not going to go well for MUFC, I feel. They may be able to escape with minimal losses, but they're not going to get able to get any kills here. And let's see what exactly happens here. Viper is in the middle. They do take out the Beastmaster. Beastmaster got dusted. And SK, here we go. There is the Blink Dagger. Blink, Stun, Ultimate. And this is where the Blink Dagger catches LGD by surprise. They thought they had that fight. Sure, Beastmaster was going to go down, but the VS, the Viper, were low HP, but SK comes in at the perfect time, and this is not going to go well for LGD. Some perfect teamwork, and more importantly, perfect timing by the Sand King. We'll get the AA. Even with a mech, AA going to go down, looking for a revenge kill on the Viper, not going to happen, and they are going to look to continue onto this ES. They do lose Net, who is their Vengeful Spirit, but wow, they just get so many kills with basically just perfect timing of this. The Sand King set all that up. He went in, basically broke up the LGD lineup. They were forced to split up to get away from the SK Epicenter. AA mech'd himself. He didn't mech any allies. And then Puck, Enchantress, just great heroes for picking off individual escapees, I want to say. Basically heroes that run off by themselves. Enchantress with the slow and the impetus can just do big damage. Puck with the illusionary orb following up, and 4 kills go in MUFC's favor. The downside is Brood is in fact pushing top lane, but SK is just going to TP in, I imagine, or one of their heroes will TP in, and they shouldn't lose this tower. Although it is definitely a possibility if they aren't careful or ready to go in soon. And they actually are being a bit slow to react. They may not have TPs, most notably the SK does not have any TP. And there we go. Finally a TP coming in is actually the Viper. Viper not even healing up to full, because Viper just said, hey, I want to TP as fast as possible, else we're going to lose this tower. So not even healing to full HP at the fountain, TP's in to stop this Brood push. And Brood, seeing that he is a bit low, is going to be doing some damage. AA Ultimate from across the map finds Viper, and Viper in trouble here is going to get swapped out. Holy cow. Vengeful Spirit once again with another perfectly timed swap, saving his teammate. This is anyone wanting to watch, basically anyone who plays this support role, wants to learn more about supporting, watch MUFC's players. Net and Ling are the two best support gankers in Dota 1 outside of China at the moment. Net, especially as a support hero, is just sensational to watch. Ling is more sort of a micro ganking player with the Enchantress Enchant, but he constantly works with Net. They gank together, they work really well together, and I mean, just watching these swaps by Net, he has mastered this hero. So some great stuff from him. Viper should barely live. The AA ultimate wears off. They actually used the dust. The dust wasn't quite necessary, but it was more so just to scare him off. And it is 90 gold. That won't come back to the Vengeful Spirit anytime soon, as he is a support hero. But he's not going to be too worried about that. And so far, some great fights coming out of MUFC, and just great teamwork and coordination. What else can they come up with here? They are going to be up against a Mech Arcane on the AA. Lion with Treads now. Brood going to be having a BKB soon, and that's when the problems are going to start when this Brood does get a BKB up. It's going to limit what the Sand King can do. The Viper ultimate can still hit the Brood, slow down his attack speed, so does work fairly well as a counter. So going to be interesting to see just how the Viper vs Brood clash does go down. Where is I'm already on Sharky. Sharky does not have much gold. Has he got much on Chicken or anything? No, he doesn't. No, Sharky actually quite poor here, which is possibly the biggest worry for MUFC, is that their Viper not going to have anything like a BKB up anytime soon. And to really compete in these team fights against the Lion Disables and stuff like the AA Cold Feet, the ES Fissures, he's going to need a BKB, I imagine, in this game. And here they go. They've smoked around. They smoked through here. They were thinking going bottom, but then they said, okay, let's go mid. And they smoke around, coming from behind. ES luckily does not get caught. The fact ES doesn't get caught is going to be huge here. He's going to be able to use that fissure to block them off, or possibly just stop their the MUFC chain stun from working. But at the same time, Beastmaster is the one who's going to be in a lot of trouble here. And there's a well-placed fissure. Puck Orb maybe going to follow it up, not going to go in. The fissure just too well placed, and we are going to actually see Sand King backing off. Once those ganks fail, Sand King knows he has to go top and defend this push. Just going to immediately throw down the Sandstorm. And where actually is this Brood? Is Brood coming to this mid fight? No, Brood's still at top, but he's backed off quite a bit. And if Brood comes to a mid fight without the Sand King, he could look for a good fight for LGD, but Brood's main role is to pressure that top lane, force these heroes to constantly come back and be forced to defend rather than help out. So looking at the way MUFC are playing this, they're being cautious in their approach. They don't want to force fights at mid. They don't want to just go all mid, because what happens then is Brood will take this top lane, push the tier 2 tower, even pressure the tier 3 tower, and bottom lane also they have to make sure is pushed out as well. So the pressure put on by the Brood is buying LGD time and keeping them in it to a certain extent. And we will have, is it a gem on Beastmaster? No. A Sentry Ward it's a Sentry Ward by LGD, doing some dewarding there. And Ling actually converts it. Oh, converting the Cool Beast. And Crow in trouble. One more hit, not going to come. They were scouting with the Crow. That was just some risky stuff there. One more attack and it would have actually gone down. But we're now going to see Puck with Blink, SK with Blink. And this is where MUFC shine. I talk about MUFC being a great team. They love to coordinate their initiations. They love these initiating heroes like Puck, I said. They'll get these Puck initiations. SK will follow it up with his Blink and stuns. Even if he doesn't get a big ultimate, the fact his Blink stun will hit multiple heroes and follow up perfectly with the Puck basically allows MUFC to have such strong teamfight capabilities. And we are going to see some Hawk going down, which is very, very crucial for a team that is looking to push down towers. If the opponents have vision of you, it's a lot harder to do. And right now, MUFC, as I said, playing it fairly safely. They're going to have they know this Brood is going to be pushing on this top lane as soon as they go to push mid or bottom. Brood can even TP in if he wants to. But basically, SK is going to have to focus some attention on pushing out this top lane again soon. But right now, with the MUFC heroes hidden, MUFC heroes are hidden, Brood is playing fairly cautiously. And here we go. Initiation at mid. Puck starts it up with the coil, the silence, and wow, this is just so much trouble. Beastmaster going to go down to the Viper Strike, as well as some Viper auto attacks. The mech is going to maybe the mech hasn't actually been used yet, so we are going to see a mech in a second, I imagine. But this SK doing so much damage, and LGD just in a lot of trouble here. And the mech comes too late. Could have used that a couple seconds sooner, but they just went down so fast. Lion actually picks up a kill on the puck, so LGD getting a couple kills in revenge. They actually took out 2 heroes. They took out both Puck and Vengeful Spirit. And SK immediately TPing top before Brood can actually do too much damage. The glyph is even popped as well, and SK maybe just going to stun this Broodmother. Oh, he's going to stun, but he's not going to be able to deny the tower. But still got some nice farm. Definitely worth the TP just for all those farm from those Spinelings, because Brood committed a lot to make sure he got that tower kill. They lost the fight at mid. Brood said, hey, I have to make sure I get this tower at top. That's my role. My team were fighting mid. They lost a fight. I mean, there was a 2 for 3 or 2 for 4 trade. But his role is for when that happens, he has to make sure he gets that top tower. Although he did invest a lot into doing so by giving all those Spinerling kills to the Sand King, who did get quite a bit of farm. Yeah, Sharky asking for some item advice. Ask if he needs to get Hood first, but no, his team is saying go straight BKB. Definitely the right decision. He needs BKB. That's going to keep him alive from the and basically not so much as keep him alive, but an ES fissure can save a teammate. If you're BKB'd and ES can't fissure, you can just keep on chasing, kill heroes like the Beastmaster. Even if Beastmaster's raw obviously needs to be on cooldown for that to happen, but you can just keep on chasing in, not having to worry about the ES counter ganking in. Top lane, Brood is just sitting invis. Brood with a BKB now. And that's going to be crucial. And we're going to see Brood coming to a couple team fights, I imagine. Although he will be sort of looking to TP in. And wow, SK! I didn't even notice this smoke gank because I'm on this Sentinel vision, so the Scourge heroes actually don't appear on minimap when they're smoked. So I didn't even know that gank was coming. And that SK's reactions, he blinked, then stunned out immediately. Lion was coming in looking for a straight up Hex, and it didn't come. He had Dust ready as well, but wow, that was some great reaction by the Sand King there, and really, really smart play. I don't even know if he was expecting that gank. I sure as hell wasn't. Maybe he saw them smoke, but that was just some great reaction time, and that means bottom lane we have Beastmaster getting ganked himself. There comes the coil. Beastmaster needs to be careful. He breaks the coil, goes down. The kill goes to the Vengeful Spirit, and they lose the ES. Sorry, the ES as well. Wow. MUFC, their teamwork is just phenomenal, and as well as their timing. They know when they can get kills, they know when it's safe to go in. They saw the 3 heroes top and said, okay, let's go on this Beastmaster, we can kill him, and here we are going to have a silence. Holy cow. What just happened, guys? So SK stun plus ultimate. Generally, you can then cancel that. I mean, they've got a Beastmaster Raw who can stop the SK ultimate, but Puck came in as Beastmaster was about to be unstunned and used a silence. So the silencer followed up, basically ensured they got the kill on the Beastmaster, and then they get the kill on the AA over here. They can't kill the Brood because Brood has BKB. It stopped any damage coming from the SK ultimate, but SK's not going to worry that Brood BKB'd his ultimate because he got getting the Beastmaster alone is enough, and that's going to convert into a tier 2 tower here. MUFC just playing so well. Top lane, Lion is there. Lion got stuck at top lane. He couldn't come to that fight. And that, I mean, that's not so much, you can't say, oh, Lion messed up there. That's Lion's mistake. LGD made a team decision to smoke gank the SK. It didn't pay off. Lion then didn't have a TP, but as a support hero, when you smoke all that far across the map, you're not always going to have a TPs. You have items like Dust. He maybe had to use a TP to a lane. It could have been on cooldown. But basically, you can't really blame the Lion for being at this top lane when they did smoke all the way there. It was a team decision to go there, and as a result, they lost a fight at bottom. Even if Lion had TP'd in, there's not much he can do. The Puck silence was there, the Sand King with the stun, the ultimate, and that was just a great play by MUFC. Some really nice positioning and timing with their stuns, and just precision. Precision is the name of the game here, coming out of MUFC. So we're going to see Viper looking to get that BKB up. He's now got 3.3k, and I was talking about how Viper wasn't too farm not long ago. Now he is on track to be a formidable force. He's going to have BKB up in the next sort of couple of minutes. You only need 4k to get that BKB, and then it's game on. So mid lane we've got the Puck, 2 FG, 2 fucking good, or Garfield. just pushing out this lane, basically not allowing. Basically, he's going to be looking. He's not going to be looking to do any sort of lane control farming, which you see sort of from hard carries every now and then. At this point in the game, you want to focus on keeping lanes as pushed out as possible. It allows you to smoke gank when your lanes are pushed out. It basically stops the other team from pressuring lanes that you're not pushing. If you want to push mid and your bottom and top lane are pushing in, you've got to go back and defend. So that's why you want to keep lanes pushed out as much as possible whenever you can. What are LGD doing here? They look like they may be considering another smoke gank. They've got Dust on Beastmaster. Surprised he hasn't gone for a gem at this point. You often see gems on Beastmaster. Maybe he's actually bought one and lost one. He did die quite recently. But they're going to have sentries, Dust, every single hero. This is something to learn for new teams coming out. When you're playing against a Brood or a Sanking, some invis heroes, you don't just tell your one support hero to get Dust. You make sure all your heroes have Dust or Sentry. You see Beastmaster with Dust, ES with a Sentry, and the Lion with Dust as well. So 3 heroes have invis detection, not just one, which is absolutely crucial. And we are going to see Dust on Enchantress. How are MUFC doing? They've got Dust on Enchantress. I imagine Vengeful Spirit has Sentries or Dust. No, he doesn't. Come on, Vengeful Spirit. Listen to me, listen to me. I was just saying how great LGD were doing. I was hoping MUFC were the same, but pretty much throughout this game, MUFC, especially the first 10 to 15 minutes of the game, they had multiple heroes with Dust, Sentries, and it was just a great thing to see. And what we are going to have here is SK with an ultimate orb, probably going for a sheep stick, I want to say. Or could be going for a Lincoln's against the Beastmaster orb, but I think Sheepstick may be a more useful item overall. Problem with Lincoln's is one item, an urn, a medallion. You basically just counteract. You can easily counter the Lincolns. You know that first stun or first disable you throw at Sand King is not going to work, so you just send something that you're not going to need for the actual fight that ensues. So having to, and even just getting an item like a medallion just to counter Lincolns is great, because medallion costs 1k gold, Lincolns costs 5k gold. I want to say, yeah, 5k, 5.2k, something like that. And as a result, well, Lincoln's is not all that useful in general. And that we actually are going to see a Sacred Relic on Viper. Forget BKB. He's going for Sacred Relic, and this is a choice which he may regret. I say that now, it could really pay off, but I feel like he may regret this. It's going to be a very squishy, easy to shut down Viper, and not to mention, Radiance doesn't add that much DPS to him. You need mobility to make use of Radiance. I mean, the puck the SK can be blink ulting in, Viper has to walk in. He can't be the one tanking either. He can't be the one initiating because he's squishy as well without a BKB. I think it would have been better to use Viper as a tank, getting BKB, then going for DPS. He could have gone for BKB, then an MKB, the Monkey King Bar, or even a Radiance, but Monkey King Bar is better DPS. Even something like a Mantis Star would have been better. But having a BKB and then letting Viper be at the front lines to set up the SK and the Puck ultimates, I feel could have worked a bit better. But they're going to be looking to have SK Puck as their initiators and tankers, and then the Viper with this Radiance going to be doing a lot of damage. And just going to speed things up a bit here. Action at bottom as Viper teeping in, getting more farm. And they think they can... MUFC saying we can win this late game. We're going to focus on getting this Viper farm. We're not going to focus too much on ganking or stopping LGD at the moment, because we have got so much farm on our Viper and pretty much all our heroes. We will see this bottom tower being denied. And we do see the gem being bought. Vengeful Spirit with a gem. I was talking about him not having sentries or dust. It's because he was saving for this gem. And they want this top tower. They need to be careful. They've only got 2, VS and Puck. And the gem on VS. They don't want to lose that right away when they've just bought it. So they're going to back off a little bit here. We're going to have a look at the... I don't think I can check the Scourge. Oh, I can check the Scourge. We'll have a look at the golden items here. Viper with Radiance up. It is flying over on the Crow. Looking at the Enchantress, we've got 100 gold, half of an Ag's being finished. Looking at KYXY, the Sand King, he's got 1500 gold, Ultimate Orb and Blink, going to be going for either a Sheepstick or Lincoln's. Looking at TFG, Garfield the Puck, he's got 2k gold, Ultimate Orb, Blink. Going to be looking at a Sheepstick coming into play fairly soon as well. So really nice farm on all of MUFC's heroes, largely because of all this tower gold they're getting, which is why you also see Gem Bracer up on Vengeful Spirit. Going to be turning that into a Django soon. And moving on over to LGD, Beastmaster with Vanguard, 1k gold. Not a whole lot to his name really. BES has just pretty much Abrasive, Magic Wand, and Boot, so not a whole lot on him as well. Moving on to the Ancient Apparition, quite a bit of farm there. Mech, Arcane Boots, Staff of Wizardry, which will be turned into a Force Staff, just to get heroes out of... Basically, if they get hit by an SK Ultimate, you can force them away to sort of save them, taking a bit of damage. The support line has Treads, but isn't being played as a hard support anymore. They want this Blink Dagger up online. They need this Blink Dagger up online, so he can be using that to get into better position for Impales, Hexes, and use that to have a bigger impact on these fights. And finally, the Brood, the main carry, has BKB and going for an Orchid Malevolence, which adds a really big damage as well as mana, so he's not going to have any mana problems, and will be able to sell that Soul Ring once he does finish that off if he so chooses. So a really nice item choice there. That's